Since 1937, the City of London Corporation has maintained a policy known as St Paul's Heights, with the sole objective of protecting local views of St Paul's Cathedral from specific viewpoints around the city. At the time, the cathedral was the tallest building in the city, and remained so until the construction of the Post Office Tower, later renamed the British Telecom Tower, in 1965. The construction of Unilever House in 1933, although a relatively squat building by today's standards, was tall enough to block some of the views of the cathedral, which was met by public outcry, and so the conservation of said views was brought to attention. This legislation restricts the construction of new developments in the path of these viewpoints and ensures that the city's skyline is preserved for the general public to enjoy. But in the modern day, when the city is growing in populace while being restricted in area, housing developments are increasingly utilising verticality to maximise capacity. So the question arises, how long will St Paul's Heights and other policies last? Will history be preserved, or will investment and an ever-increasing monetisation of London's real estate take precedence? I decided to get in the car with my camera to find out for myself. And so, I set about planning my citywide journey. I began by visualising the sightlines using an online mapping tool and drawing radii from St Paul's to each of my chosen viewpoints at Alexandra Palace, Greenwich Park, King Henry VIII's Mound in Richmond Park, Parliament Hill, Westminster Pier and Primrose Hill. I then noted where each of the sightlines intersected the radii and used these points as locations where I would try to gain a view of the cathedral. In practice, the shoot was not without its challenges. While the sightlines meant that the cathedral should have been visible from any point in their length, this did not mean that it was always visible from the ground. It meant that in order to gain a proper view, some elevation would be required. Even still, as you're about to see, elevation did not always result in a guaranteed view. Does this mean that the sightlines no longer stand? I'll let you be the judge.